Hi everybody, Rachel here. So we are about a week and a half into the school year. Canvas is brand new and we're learning as we go. And so one of the things that we've sort of learned in the first week is how to make things a little bit easier and more user-friendly for students and for parents. One of the key pieces of feedback we received last week was that parents and students are finding it challenging to go from one teacher's Canvas course to another because things are approached and handled differently. So they're not sure where to find things. To some extent, I think that is normal and reasonable and appropriate for there to be differences from teacher to teacher, content area to content area, course to course. But I do think there are some things that I'd like to suggest here that teachers might implement in their courses to create more consistency for VISTA parents and students so that when they go from course to course, they can find some of the same things in some of the same places. I do want to apologize because these are things I wish I had known sooner to share with you when you were setting up your courses in the beginning. I think if we all could say if we knew now if we knew 2 weeks ago what we know now, we would have done things differently. So my bad. I know this impacts you to make some of these changes, and so these are suggestions, but I'm always here to help should you need assistance with that. Okay, the first thing I want to look at is navigation. So in your course, and right now I am in my my sandbox because I don't actually have a class. So this is just an empty place for me to play. But in any of your courses, you're going to go down to settings, and I am just trying to get it to let me. Okay, so I went down to settings in my course, and what I'm going to click on here is the tab that says navigation. Okay, and this is the default. Right now you can see that everything is available to kids and to me, and we really want to limit what it is that kids can see to make things a little bit easier for them so that they don't have multiple places to go to check for assignments, but for the most part they have sort of one place to go. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag items down. It says drag items here to hide them from students, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to start dragging down things that I know that they're not going to need. For example, they don't need to sync grades. That's something a teacher's going to do. I don't really want to enable the chat in my class. A kid's not going to need to take attendance, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to pause the video while I sort of modify this, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've taken a moment here to change the navigation options in my course. So only these 5 items at the top are the things that I would like to be visible to my students. My home page, whatever I've chosen as my front page. Announcements, I think that is something that we want to be able to use. We want to be able to send out an announcement to students. The syllabus, we definitely want kids to access the syllabus. If you've put your syllabus somewhere else, let's say it lives in a module or you have it somewhere else, feel free to drag this down. Okay. Modules, and then Google Drive. Now some of you might be saying, well, what about assignments? What about discussions? What about quizzes? And so on and so forth. What we are finding is that students are confused about where to go to find their assignments. So what I am suggesting is that teachers put any content that students need to access, be it a page, a video to watch, a discussion board, an assignment, a quiz, etc., that all of that is placed and lives within a module that is published and visible to students. This keeps students from being able to access a quiz out of order, access an assignment out of order. In a module, it's in the context of your instruction and your content. And there's only one place that a kid needs to go to see that. So these are the tips for navigation. When you are done, you've got everything at the top that you want, and you've dragged other things to the bottom that you want to hide from students, you need to hit save. And once I hit save now, if I go to student view, I'm going to see those items on the left. Now you're probably going, well, hang on a second, Rachel. I don't see announcements or modules over here. Why don't I see them? Okay. So let me answer that question. Modules and announcements will only be visible to kids when there is content in there. In other words, if I haven't made any announcements, kids won't see it as an option in navigation. If I don't have any modules, kids won't see it as an option. So the only reason those weren't visible when I went to Student View is because I haven't created anything in there yet.